Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is a guide / review of mods from the 2nd of June. On the day of posting, that would have been yesterday. Apologies for the late posting. We do have a couple of updates, and we're in that weird situation that we often find ourselves in. The Modhub website is saying some things are updates, which I'm assuming are updates on PC, to console, because I don't remember seeing the mods before. Some things aren't even showing up on the website and are on them in the Modhub, so again, bear with me. The ones that I think are new, I'm going to be reviewing. The ones that I think are updates, I will say are updates. We have had an update to the Adorante pack by DD Mod Passion. That's the trailer pack, a few bug fixes and things here and there. There is an update to the Zunhammer pack, the Zunhammer SK pack by Gamer8250. I think that's an update. I haven't got it on here to review. I seem to recall doing that one before. We have, as new mods, we've got a Seasons Geo, Southeast Poland. That's by Casper778. And then we move into the actual mods themselves for the 2nd of June. And as you can see in front of us, we've got a sheep pasture, although the sheep, well, that was weird. I was to say, have all frozen, but no, that is weird. It happens quite a lot with a lot of the pastures now. You walk away from them and everything goes static, and then when you get back to them, they start moving again. Very odd. Anyway, this is the Summer Sheep Pasture by Farmer 1602 or 1602, depending on how you want to refer to it. This is designed primarily for running seasons. The reason being that on seasons the sheep will produce wool in the springtime. After the springtime they stop producing wool. You don't get any more wool pallets on seasons, and then the rest of the year you're just looking after them. So what you do is you bring them out to something like this, a summer sheep pasture. The same with the cows and things like that. They graze all year long, and then they come back in, and then over the spring they produce wool again. So the point about this is it's a bit more immersive. You can place this out somewhere and you can transport your sheep out, and with Seasons mod on they will eat the grass inside the pasture, or if you want to you can supply them with hay, grass or hay pellets. This will take hay pellets in the centre here to feed them, and water. They're going to need water. They've got a water trough to the sides here. Now, when they are in this pasture they will not produce wool. They will not produce wool pallets at all, which on seasons is fine, because if you're moving them out there during the summer it doesn't matter because they're not producing wool anyway. However, if you want to be a bit more immersive in your gameplay when you're playing without seasons on, but you want your wool production all year round, because that's why you've got your sheep, if that's how you want to go about it, using the pasture when they're out here you will not get any wool pallets. There's nowhere for wool to spawn. They will not produce wool. So it's that trade-off. If you want to go fully immersive, take them out to your pasture. They'll spend a long time out there but you'll get no wool, or you just keep them as they are normally and you keep your wool production up. So it's a bit of a trade-off. That said, the mod is very nice, neat, tidy. It was easy to place. What I did like was that tree there was on the ground already, and it allowed me to place the pen over the top. What you often find is the pens, if there's any obstacle in the way whatsoever, it will say unable to place, you know, whatever it might be. But that actually placed with that tree in the middle, and I like that because that kind of gives you a lot more options of whereabouts you can place these things. But yeah, it's a nice mod. It does what it needs to. And if you are running seasons, I think having a big open sheep pasture. We've had a few cow pastures recently, but I don't think we've had any sheep ones that I'm aware of. Could be wrong on that, but I don't think we have. So there we go. I might have had one. Anyway, regardless of that, you'll find this under placeables, animal pens, the summer sheep pasture. Now there is a bit of a issue. It's a minor issue, but on the website and in the in-game mod hub, when you go to get it, it says this takes 250 sheep. In game here, in the store menu for actually placing it, it says it takes 100. So my concern was which of those is a typo. The fact it was on the website and in the mod hub, I thought, well, that's 2, and here it's only 1. Potentially it's on here. So I filled it up, and it only took 100. So this was to 100 sheep, not 250 as per the website. And whether that gets an update to 250 or not, I don't know. But at the moment it's only on 100. It's only 50 grand to buy and place, which is pretty good, unless of course you've got very uneven ground, in which case you may get charged some extra fees for landscaping. But 50 grand, it will take 100. And like I say, you give them water, hay, grass or hay pellets, and you're sorted. There you go. That's your summer sheep pasture by Farmer 1602. Moving on, we have got this. This is the Trafostation by 3DMX Modding. This is the transformer station. It's a placeable money maker. We have all various different solar panels and all different things available now. And these are the kind of, you get paid per hour for having them. Now, every single one of these, not just this mod specifically, become a trade-off of finances, because your initial thought is, well, that's fantastic, I can make a load of money. You can, as long as the price to place them isn't too expensive and you can make your money back fairly quickly, then they become cost effective, because then you make your money back. When they're very expensive and it takes a long time for you to even cover the cost of placing it before you start making any money, then you start thinking, is it worth placing it? Now, again, that only matters if you're worried about your finances and you're trying to do a more immersive, realistic kind of let's play game. If you're just putting money in using government subsidy mods, whatever you're doing, and you really don't care, but you want some income coming in hourly, daily, then absolutely go ahead, place them. This will cost 98 grand to place. On easy level you get 200 per hour. Normal, which I've got this on, is 100 per hour, and hard is 50 per hour. Well, on normal at 100 per hour, that's going to take just over 40 days, 40 game days to pay for itself. On easy, 20. On hard, it's going to be 80 plus days for that to pay for itself. So, like I say, it's a trade-off, and that's not just with this particular mod itself, that's any of them. When you look at it, in essence, when you're talking about bang for your buck, you kind of look and think, okay, textures are okay, it's a rectangular box shape. It doesn't do anything other than sit there. That's what it does. 98 grand. I suppose if you're having a transformer station built, it would cost a lot of money. But there you go. It is what it is. It's there in front of you. It's just a transformer station. Now this you'll find under decoration. I thought it would be miscellaneous, but it was actually under decoration. So bear with me a second. There we go. The Trafostation, 98,000. This will use 5 slots to place. It says 1 there because I've already placed one, but yeah, 5 slots, and you just plonk it down. That's by 3DMX Modding. That'll make you a bit of money per hour if you want to go down that route. Like I say, there are all sorts of mods available that do a similar sort of thing. But there you go, that's it. So, next. Where are we going to next? Ah, yes, this one here. This is the PIM or PIM 40. This is by FSSA modding team. This will use 13 slots, and it's a forage wagon. This is designed to take your grass, hay, straw, silage, chaff, all that kind of stuff. This will also do sugarcane, which is pretty good. What I like about this, and I've said this before, I like something that's different, that looks a bit different. It's not your sort of standard rectangular shaped trailer. It's interesting to look at. I think that's what I like about it. Really nicely detailed. There are a few options available, and what's really nice about this is it's not overly expensive, and it's got a big old capacity on it. Yes, it looks fairly old in comparison to some of the newer looking trailers and stuff, but I don't think that matters. I really don't think that matters at all. This you'll find under trailers. So under tools, under trailers. So as I said, 7,400. That's all. Cheap as chips for 42,000 litre capacity. What? That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Like I say, it will take wood chips as well. So it will take your straw, your silage, your hay, sugarcane, chaff. It's brilliant. So as a forage trailer, pretty awesome. We can change the main colour, which changes the main body. We can then change the rim colour to any one of these. I just went for yellow, but you don't have to. And then design colour changes the rear section on there for the what controls the belt in the back. So if we change that, say to, oh, it's already on that, green or yellow to stand out a bit more to match up with the hubs, and it does the PTO across the bottom that runs right the way through to there. Those are your options on colour and whatnot. Then capacity, you know, 42,000 litres or 28,000 litres. Now neither of those cost any more. It comes standard at 48. So my argument would be, why would you put it on 42, sorry. Why would you put it on 28? Unless, of course, what you're loading into it with has got a lower auger, or, you know, so you might find that tipping into the 42 is a bit more difficult. But yeah, 7,600. That's, I mean, I've done a couple of little changes there. Then design, we can have standard or remove flaps. Remove flaps takes off a few different little covers here and there. Takes off the covers off the belt for the off the cogs for the belt on the back. I've left them off on the one we've got, just so we can see those moving. But I think that's fantastic for the size, for what you get. The price is absolutely brilliant. So now I have tried hooking this up to the sugarcane harvester and it doesn't fit. The front section's not quite long enough to hook up. Let's swing that around so we can see it a bit better in the light. Now, options available. Let's open our window. We can unfold tipper by L1 and X. Opens up those side flaps. So if you are loading into this from a forage harvester, it will blow into there from the sides if you want to go down that route, which is really nice. I can fold those back up again, and then what I can do is it my L1? Yeah, if I go L1 on my right stick, I can actually move each one of those independently. So if I only want to do it on one side of the vehicle, I don't have to have both of them open. I can do one or the other, that's up to me. And if at any point I leave them out anywhere I want, if I just do fold and then fold again, it puts them back both together wherever you want, which is nice, I like that. If we unload, like so, nice smooth animation, and you can see it's a nice slow belt movement. Everything's moving there, all the cogs, the chains, the belts. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Like I say, PTO spins at the front as well, obviously, as you would expect, but that's really cool. Nice mod, that. So that's the, I've lost it on my sheet. The PIM, the PIM 40 by FSSA modding team. Very nice indeed. Very cool. Right. Moving on, we've got these. These are the Mac Ag, or the Mac Agr. We've got the B280 and the B350. These are Slurry Spreaders. They're by SMI modding team. Now they are down in the Modhub as separate mods, but they're by the same modding company, and they're just one's a larger version of the other. So I'm going to kind of review these both together. It just makes sense to do it that way. This is the smaller one. This is the B280. That's the B350. This one's a 3-axle. That's a 4-axle. We do also have the Slurry Injector that comes with this. As you can see, the slurry pipes come down the back onto these long shank subsoilers. We're going to have a look at that in a second. There are quite a few options available on these. Now again, I looked at these initially and it did say update in the Modhub, and I don't remember seeing these before. Again, I may be wrong, but some of the options available, I thought, no, I definitely don't remember that. So potentially that is what the update is, but if I have done them before, I apologise. I'm going to review them again. So anywho, so Machine Agricole Mac Agr. Let's have a look at the small one first. Now, that one has got the slurry injector bit on the back off. That one's got it attached. Now, there's a reason for that, and it's a bit of a weird one. I'm not quite sure. Well, like I say, I'll explain when we get to it. They're really nice, tidy mods. Loads and loads of detail on them. Textures are great. Decals and stuff on them all look really good. Very cool looking mod. We've got some nice animations on these pipes and stuff. Now it does say them on the Modhub. I'm sure it said on the Modhub. The console version of these doesn't come with the oh, what's it called? It doesn't come with the scripting for the, is it the manure? Oh no, it's gone. Doesn't matter. If I remember, it will come up on the screen. the mod for PC that allows all the transfer with pipes and stuff. I'll put it up on the screen when it comes to me. Anyway, so what I'm going to look at on this one is the same for that one. That's just a larger capacity, so we'll go over all the details and stuff on this one. But regardless, you'll find these under slurry tanks. So right at the very end, we've got the B280, the B350, and the injector is separate. These will run you on console, 15 slots, and 6 slots for the injector, for the first one you buy. Yeah, I'm just thinking, sorry, I'm looking at my sheet thinking, did I tell you what the slot count was for the PIM 40? It was 13, I can't remember if I did or not, but there you go. So, options available. We can change the main colour, which is the chassis itself. So we can go to a black chassis, which makes it a little bit darker in there, or standard default. Rim colour we can change to a sort of charcoal black, jet black, grey, and chromed. People know how I feel about chrome. I quite like it. And then we've got the option for design colour. We can have it default or black. And that changes all the sort of pipe work and stuff at the front and connectors and things. If I go back again, you'll see they change. So all these bits around the front here all change. There's probably some other bits around the back as well, but various different bits of hardware, the motor mount, all those kind of things just changes colour. Under wheel brands, we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Nokian. There's an option to change any of those. You've got narrows on the Nokians, standard on the Michelin, and standard on the Trelleborg. It just changes the treads on those. Then design, we've got standard or black, and that just changes the decals. So you can have this sort of standard yellow and green, or you can have it black if you want to go for a more low vis, stealthy slurry spreader. And then this is the one that's a bit weird on the back, and this is what I was talking about. That says injector, no animated. So you can have it like that with an injector on the back, but that injector won't do anything. It's just on there as an added feature. When you go to spread, it will spread normally out of the nozzles and it won't use that injector. So you don't have to have that on if you don't want to. So what you can do is click across and it then says support for tool injector. Now you can run it like that without an injector on, but you need it on that setting if you want to put an injector on that does actually work. That one is just for show. That just looks like it's got an injector but doesn't actually do anything. That one is the one you want, support for tool injector. That will actually give you what you need to attach an injector on there. And then we've got pump plate. On the back you've got a pump plate which spreads your stuff, slurry or digestate. It spreads out to 9 meters. You can have pump plate, side spread right, side spread left. So you can decide, now that's not adjustable as you go. You can either have it spreading either side equidistant from the centre, or it will go all left or all right depending on which one you set it on. That's entirely up to you. And then what it does, as you can see on the back, the nozzles that come off of it get stored on the back. You can see those flicking around on there. Anyway, just thought I'd point out. So those are the options available. What we're going to do is hook onto this one first. And again, all of these options are the same on the other one. We're going to swing around again into the light so we can see a little bit better. So as far as animations go, if you want to go for a slightly more immersive feel to this, we do have animations on the pipes. Again, very nice smooth animations. So if you're going up to a source where you're collecting your slurry or digestate from and you want to go down that route and make it look a bit more realistic, you absolutely can. So that's L1 and right stick. Side to side does that movement. Up and down does that movement. If I then go R1 and right stick, I can extend the tube out like so. And then pull it back in like that. So got a few animations on the pipes and things like that, which is very nice indeed. Now, as far as actual operation goes, now this is the one that's got the fake injector on. So when I spread, this will just spread and the injector won't do a thing. I've got it on left spread rather than central, so that's one of the ones with the left. If you go with the right, obviously it goes to the right. And does exactly what it says on the tin, which is very nice. So what we'll do is switch over to the larger one, the 350. The 350 I've gone for the Slurry Injector attacher, and I've got the separate Slurry Injectors. This one is not animated, this one is not there for show, this one will actually need it. Now what I will show you first, if we go forwards, and I just hire a worker now, that will spread either side quite happily, doing what it's supposed to do. If I go back and hook up to the injector, because this has got a subsoiler attachment on it as well, straighten up. So we hook our injector up and then hire a worker. What this will do is subsoil, and it puts all of that slurry or digestate right deep in the ground. So it puts that injector down, and as we go forward it will give you a ploughed state. It's only 2.9 metres wide, but while you are ploughing your field you are injecting your fertiliser at the same time. So if you want to go down this route, there are a few different ones that do this, a few different mods that do it. It's quite handy. So if your field does say needs ploughing and you think, oh, I need to plough but I want to get fertiliser down, you can do it both at the same time. It takes a little while with these, obviously, because they're very narrow. There are quicker and easier ways of doing it, but it's a nice mod, nicely detailed, nicely animated. It does the job. Like I just showed you, you don't have to have the injector on. You can take that off and just run it without if you want to go down that route, and then just plough later or before, or whichever way around you want to do it. So there we go. That's the Mac Agro by SMI, the B350 and the B280. Very nice. Moving on, what do we have left? Oh yes, I remember now, bear with me. We have got this. This is the Lizard Easybal V7000 by CG Production. Now this does say that it's an update, but again this is another one I don't remember seeing before. I'm sure I would have remembered seeing this before. Now this will do square or round bales. It's a bale spike. We have had various different versions. The Kotek bale forks, which are now Lizard bale forks, which had these spikes that came in from the side. What I like about this is this will do square bales and round bales, but I like the fact that when this grabs round bales, it grabs them really well. Again, other bale spikes are available from other manufacturers. I'm just looking at this one because this is the one that's popped up on the Modhub. Nicely detailed. You'll find this under baling technology. Now often with mods like this you'll find them under front loader or under telehandler or skid steer, or whichever one they're designed for. This you'll find under baling technology, and then you've got the option to have it on various different machines when you look at it, and there are a few options available on this, so we'll have a look in there. Like I say, you'll find this under baling technology. So it says Easybal, but I said Easybal, sorry, the Easybal V7000, 4,800 to buy. This will use, how many slots was this? 4. The main colour changes the tine colour, and you can choose from anything on that palette, so whichever you fancy using. Now we've got the option of 17 tines as it is, like that, so you can do square bales or round bales. You can go with 11 tines, which takes some of them out, or you can go with 12 tines. Now the 12 tine I would suggest is primarily for doing round bales, because it takes all the ones off the bottom, which is what I would use for putting into the bottom of a square bale, I would say, or putting in at the bottom with square bales. So you've got 12, 17, 11. It depends just how many tines you want to go with. I would go with maximum personally, just because it makes more sense, but that's entirely your choice. Then attacher type, we can have it for telehandler on the back, front loader or wheel loader. There's no skid steer option, although that being said there are plenty of adapters available from the CSZ pack which will allow you to switch all different things around, so potentially you could go with anything you like on this. So I've got it for telehandler. I've got round bales simply because when I saw it I thought, oh, that looks really good for round bales, but like I say, it will do square bales as well, so I just want to make sure I get that level if I can. Well, it's level, so I'm going to get it. Now if you want them to grab into the top bale nicely, you want to come up on the bottom bale. If you go very low, you're not going to get much purchase on the top bale. Again, that's just a type shoe. So go in, try and get this level if I can, like so. and then I think is it R1 and then right stick side to side. We'll swing those claws in like so, and then we've got those bales. Grab nicely, nothing's moving. I always found forks that grabbed round bales, the bales would jiggle about a bit and I didn't like it very much. That's why as soon as I saw this I thought I just like the look of it. I think it's pretty cool. Now if you swing that right out, if you were wanting to lay them right down, they do fall off. But you can swing around and you can lay your bales down like that if you want to go down that route. That's entirely up to you. Now there is also an option that's worth bearing in mind though, because although the spikes are in them, tipping them right forward like that, they do slip off. But what we can do is fold this up for transport, so L1 and X puts that whole bottom section up, so when you're driving around without bales on there, you don't risk puncturing somebody en route. You really don't want to do that, do you? So there you go. That's the well, that's weird actually. It says Lizard Easybal V7000, and on the website it says MX MadMax V7000. I don't know. I guess it's the difference between PC version and maybe console version, but it's Lizard on console because of various different rules and regulations, I would imagine. So that's why I don't think this is an update per se. This is update for PC, but it's bringing it to console. There we go. That's the bale spike, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today, and it's this. This is the Krone KWT 11.22. This is by BM Modding, Wopster and MadMax. I know the guys have been working away feverishly on this. The detailing on it is incredible. There's loads and loads of detail. Some nice features. I apologise, I just want to put this out there as well. When I'm doing my mod reviews now, I've become acutely aware that because last month, or the month that we've just gone past, because FS19 was free on PlayStation Store as one of the PlayStation Plus games of the month, I've been honestly inundated with the amount of comments, people saying I'm completely new to the game, got this free this month, absolutely love it, and we're finding your videos very helpful and useful. So I apologise if when I'm doing these mod reviews of late I have been kind of talking about the basics, explaining stuff that I would imagine a lot of you out there already know. I'm not doing that to be patronising, I'm not doing that to talk down to anybody. I'm just very aware there are a lot of new people watching my channel, a lot of new people watching the mod reviews that don't really know the game at all, and they may not be aware. I kind of take it for granted when I say things like, obviously you'll find this under blah blah blah. It's not obvious necessarily if you're new to the game. So when I start saying things like I'm going to say now, this is a tedder, this is for tedding grass to turn it into hay. You're probably watching going, yeah, we know that. There are loads of other tedders available in game. There are all sorts. It comes down to choice and options and things available. Great thing about this is it's not too expensive, requires very low horsepower, which is fantastic as well. And like I said, it's a couple of other options. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I don't want people to think I'm being patronising. I'm just trying to explain to people that maybe don't know. Now, as far as tedders go, and again, it's a kind of a mini bit of a sort of tutorial thrown here as well. If you're running the game standard and you cut grass, you've got grass. Here, done. No problem at all. To turn that into hay, you use a tedder. You run the tedder over this, it turns it all over, and it turns it into hay. Now, in the real world, this would have to lay it out in the sun for a long time. It would dry, then you would turn it to get the wet stuff turned over, then that would dry, then you would have your hay. So in the standard game, you literally use that, and you've got hay. Job done. If you're running seasons and you cut grass, you may cut your grass and it's wet. So if you've got wet grass, you use a tedder to turn it into dry grass. So you're going wet to dry with a tedder. With seasons on, to get your grass to turn into hay, you need to just leave it in the sun. So if you cut it and it's dry, leave it, it will turn into hay. If you cut it and it's wet, you use a tedder, turn it over, it gives you dry grass, then you leave it, then you'll get hay. So there is a big difference between doing this on standard vanilla game or doing it with seasons on. But as far as base game goes, this will turn your grass into hay. That's its job. We'll have a quick look in store. This you'll find under tedders. Now, does it do anything different to any other tedders in game? No, it turns your grass into hay. It's a different size. There's a few different options on it. So over here we've got the KWT 11.22, 23,600 to buy, so like I say, not too expensive. 11.2 metres, so slightly wider than some of the ones we got. We obviously got some that go up to 14 and wider, but it puts it kind of nicely in the middle. I like it. 55 horsepower requirement, so the horsepower requirement is very low. I mean, generally speaking, tedders are fairly low, but if you look at this pack here, you've got 60, 80 and 95 horsepower required. For an 11.2 metre, only requiring 55 horsepower, that's brilliant. You can ted much bigger areas with a much smaller tractor. Very, very nice indeed. Options available, there are none. You get what you get. So, hook up. Nice animation. And when you drop it down, it removes the wheels. I say removes them, lifts them out of the way, like so. We turn it on, and away we go. We are turning our grass into hay. Very nice indeed. Now, any of you that have been playing the game for a while will know that when you come up alongside hedges, fences, those kind of things, sometimes you miss bits, sometimes you catch the tedder. It doesn't always go to plan, which can be annoying at times. Now this does have a trick up its sleeve. If I open that menu there and I go R1, it says toggle work mode, and it says selected work mode middle. If I press L3 now, so R1 and L3, it says selected work mode right. So as I drive forward now, it swings the tedder. Now the reason for this being, it turns the guard's side on. So imagine this side here is your leading edge, and I'm running that along a fence line or something along those lines. Or the other side, or whichever way around you want to do it. It just protects the whole thing, stops it catching on things. It's, you know, just makes life a little bit easier. It's just an interesting feature I haven't come across on tedders before. Now if I'm reading it right, and I'm assuming I'm reading it the right way round, the KWT 1122 comes with a hydraulic border spreading control. With this system you don't waste any crop on the edges of the field. It makes harvesting dried crops more comfortable. That's what it says in the game Modhub. And that's that function there. If I want to take that off, I just go R1, L3, select back to middle. There is an option for going middle, left, middle, right, so we can go, what was I just on? That way. If I go back to middle and then right, it swings it back the other way. So depending on which way around you're doing it, where your fence, hedge, tree line, whatever it is might be, you can swing it either way depending. And there you go. Let's put that back on the centre, like so. Turn it off, lift it up, fold it away. That's the Krone KWT 1122 by BM Modding, Wopster and MadMax, and that brings us to the end of the mod review look at mods for the 2nd of June. There may well be mods later on today for the 3rd of June, in which case I will try to get that review out as soon as possible. Apologies for the delay on this one. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.